name is Teacher Sharon. Today I'm going to help you certify to teach level 3. Now this certification includes either lesson A, letter P, or lesson B, which is about letter X. Now your mock class mentor is going to choose which one you'll need to teach, so I need you to be prepared for both so you're not caught off guard. That's an uncomfortable situation for everyone involved. Now there are some slides that people consistently do poorly on, so I want to address those today so that we can work out some of the kinks and help you feel more comfortable in preparing to certify for this level. Now letter X has the dreaded memory game. Time and time again, I hear people complaining about this slide and I see a lot of confusion as far as how to teach it. I have been a mock class mentor since 2016 and I have seen this taught a lot of different ways, some more successful than others. So today I'm going to show you one way you could teach it that will help you be successful and meet the objectives in the lesson. As I mentioned, there are several different ways you can teach this slide. You don't need to copy my way exactly, so come up with your own based on the principles that I show you today. Let's get started. Alright, so the first slide on the memory game looks something like this. I'm not showing you actual slide content today. If you reach out to me by email, I'll put my email address down here. Feel free to email me with other questions and then we can talk more in depth about specific slides and specific content. But for today, we're just doing my beautiful reproductions. So the first slide we have on the memory game has all the cards flipped over. I want you to remember that this happens after we have already taught all this new material. So there is no need for us to re-teach this again. Now we're checking for comprehension. So I will start here. And I will circle right on the screen. I want to keep my hands free for this particular activity. Personally, that's something that I choose, and so I'm not going to draw this out. When it's right on the screen, there's no shame in just circling what's there. But for the sake of showing you today, I will start this activity with, what do you see? And I'll circle my X cards. Of course, whenever I ask a question, I'm going to cut my ear after and wait for the response. And the student should tell me, I see an X. All right, so then I'm going to flip to the next slide where all the cards are flipped over, right? And we just have yellow boxes, essentially. And I will ask the student, X, where are you? Circle X. And then I'll wait a second or two and see if they can circle something. If they look confused because there's not an X on the screen, don't panic. Totally fine. I want to give them all the help I can, so I'm going to draw again right on the screen. X. Circle X. Circle X. And I'll see if the student can follow suit. So now we've demonstrated the directions, which is a win. We're going to go back to the previous slide and we'll start here. What do you see? Right? And all the same process that we did before. We'll come back here and use the same words. Fox, where are you? Circle fox. And at this point, the student will likely be able to do it on their own. The great thing about this method is we're checking for comprehension, we're getting complete sentences from the student, and we're incorporating all the educational TPR that we taught earlier, right? So we're giving the students lots of clues as to what to do. This will help you get through the material in half the time, and it'll get a lot more student output from you. In all my time as a mock class mentor, I have yet to see someone teach it this way. If you do, you'll have so much success. So try it out. All right, so the next stumbling block, the warm-up game. Now, it's not that this is a particularly difficult slide to teach, it's just a lot, right? So we have 6 different pictures, which is like, whoa, this is going to take ages. It really doesn't have to, because remember, the warm-up game is review. They've learned all these things in a prior class. We're just jogging their memory. So keeping that in mind will save you tons of time so you're not reteaching everything. I personally am fine just drawing on the screen so I can have my hands free and I can show them other things. But for your help today, I've kind of given you a rough mock-up of what it would look like. So I'll start off right here and I'll point, I'll draw an arrow or a circle right on the screen, my tomato. And I'll say, I'll circle my tomato. And I'll say, I see a tomato. What do you see? And then they can tell me, I see a tomato. Beautiful. One done. The next one, what do you see? Okay, I see an elbow, and then we're on to robot. I don't know, maybe this is kind of robotic. What do you see? And now they tell me I see a robot. Bam! So the big question that people ask me, do I really have to cover all of this material? Specifically for the warm-up game, no. Because this is review. It's not the first time they're seeing this. Somebody else has already taught this, so it's not imperative. It's not the most important thing that we go over everything again. So it's okay to move on once I have met the slide objective, which for here, again, the teacher directions, teacher tips are at the bottom. It says students should say, I see a something responding to your question. So if the student has met the slide objective, if we have covered at least half of the material, which would be our top line here, and if they can produce independent output. So they're not just repeating, I see a tomato for all of these, but they can respond to my questions, they can make that sentence on their own, then they've shown me that they understand this and we're good. So for this slide, you only need to do the first 3 slides. If you follow this I do, we do, you do method and get the student to produce those sentence structures on their own, then you're fine. If we are on a new content slide like Fox, you can't skip anything on there. We need to hit everything on that slide. But if we're reviewing, then it's okay if we don't cover all the material as long as we do those things we just mentioned. Awesome. Warm-up game. Check. All right, let's go over letter P. Now, there's not as many tricky slides that I hear people complaining about here, but I do want to go over an extension slide that people often struggle with on the letter P slide. And so that's right. It looks something like this, where we have a pen at the top, and then we need to come up with 3 other P words different than panda, pig, and pepper that the student can learn. The teacher directions here are not terribly helpful. They tell you to ask the student for those P words. At this level, most kids don't know a lot of P words, and so I want you to know it's okay if the P words come from you. Pen. Pen starts with P. Awesome! What starts with P? Pillow! Yeah, what sound does pillow start with? Great! Pink! Yes! What sound does pink start with? Good job! And then, of course, I'll go on for 3. Maybe pony is my last one or something like that. So that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm getting the student to respond to my questions, making that full target sentence on their own, and I'm just coming up with those different P words for them to learn and practice with in context. All right, guys, those are our top 3 tricky slides for level 3 certification. Whew, that's hard to say. If you have other slides that you have questions about or you think are also tricky, send me an email. This is my email address. I'll put it in the comments below and the information below, and so you can email me, ask me questions. I would love to help you get through this certification process. If you don't already have a referring teacher, I would love to be that person for you. I've helped lots of people already certify and successfully get hired to teach with VIPKID. I have lots more tips and information and links I can send you to help you successfully make it not only through the level 3 certification, but also the interactive level 2 and the level 4/5. So just please comment below, send me an email so that we can connect and I can be your go-to person to help you get hired to teach with VIPKID. I'll see you guys next time. Best of luck.